What's going on, mi gente? It's been a while, but here we are today with the news of the call-ups, right? Peru has called up 29 players for the last two matches against Uruguay and Paraguay. We're going to go through that, try to talk about some topics within the call-ups and the players and who's missing, who's not, why they didn't call so-and-so and whatnot. So here we go. Let's start off with the call-ups, right? So all normal, I think, in the goalie section, right? In the goalkeeper section, we got Pedro Alese, Angelo Campos, and Jose Carvalho. Pretty normal there. I don't think anyone else deserved more than them, right? So on that part, I think it's all good. Defense, we have Miguel Araujo, Luis Abram, Luis Advíncula, Miguel Trauco, Aldo Corso, Alexander Callens, Cristian Ramos, Carlos Zambrano, Marcos Lopez, and Gilmar Lora. Honestly, I mean, on the right side, you have Advíncula, Corso, and Lora, which I think is fine. There's no one else that I would want to call up right now. And on the left side, you have Miguel Trauco and Marcos Lopez, who, even though Miguel Trauco is just getting back to being called up and getting some playing time with Saint Etienne in France, they are our two best options, to be honest. There's nobody else that I would say, that deserves it right now, right? Obviously, some names come to mind like Paulo Reina, who I think is a really, really good player, and I think will be in the next part of the qualifiers once this World Cup cycle is over. I think he will be part of the squad, but not yet. Now, then we have our midfield. We have Wilder Cartagena, Sergio Peña, Cristian Cueva, Yoshimar Yotun, Renato Tapia, André Carrillo, Josemir Bayón, Christopher González, Raciel García, Horacio Calcaterra, Gabriel Costa, Jairo Concha, and Edison Flores. I mean, to me, the name that really stood out, first of all, was Josemir Bayón being there. He had a great season last season. I don't think this season he's been anything special for me to say, yeah, he's there, but I guess you need backup right now because in the defensive midfield department, you have Yoshimar Yotun, Renato Tapia, and Wilder Cartagena. And then after that, you could have Edison Flores there, you could have Sergio Peña, but I think Josemir Bayón is more of an out-and-out defensive midfielder than they are, right? Obviously, Pedro Aquino's not there. He is still recovering from his injury. He hasn't played with America yet this season, so I get it. I get why he's not there. I think Pedro Aquino is still very important to the squad, and if Peru make the World Cup, I think he'll make the squad list. But I think in this scenario, it's understandable to me why he's not there. And then I think where the biggest debate came in was with the forwards, right? Garega called up Santiago Ormeño, Alex Valera, and Gianluca Lapadula. So many people, I think this is where most of the questions were, or where I guess the biggest debate was, why just three? Why just three? Why just three? Paulo Guerrero is recovering from injury. He hasn't played a single minute with a club. He's not even with any club right now. He hasn't played, not a scrimmage, not anything. So it's totally understandable why he's not there. Jefferson Farfán, he is also returning from injury. He is signed with Alianza, but he hasn't played at all this season. So it was kind of expected. And at the same time, yes, is it a little sad because these are two iconic players for La Blanquirroja? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, time doesn't stop for anybody. At some point, we all knew this was going to happen. And luckily, Gianluca Lapadula came into the picture throughout this qualifying cycle, and which kind of helped with the transition, from Paulo Guerrero, Jefferson Farfán to Gianluca Lapadula. However, do we have more options than that? I'm going to be as real as I can get with everyone, because a lot of people have said, oh, why not this player? Why not this player? Many people. Peru does not have many options in the number 9 right now. Let's be 100% clear. There's not a lot of options. Do we have some players that we think could make it? Yes, I do think, and I'll get to that in a second. But right now, the players that are most informed and that have been part of the squad throughout this qualifying cycle is, Gianluca Lapadula, Alex Valera has taken his shots in the last friendlies against Jamaica. He did great. So I mean, he did good when coming in too against Ecuador. So I think, I mean, you need to give him those opportunities. Santiago Armeño, for me, unfortunately, he hasn't lived up to the hype. I think it's more about the way that Peru play. It's not his style. He's more of a in the area type of nine, cross the ball in, or he just gets the ball in the area and shoots. Unfortunately, Peru like to build up a little bit more than that, play on the ground, and maybe he's not used to that, and that's fair. And that's why I think he's the third option right now, because of the people that are missing. Now, I saw a lot of people say, oh, why not call up Raul Ruiz-Diaz? Why not call up Cristian Benavente? Why not call up Persilisa? Listen, Raul Ruiz-Diaz has been injured. He hasn't played for Seattle this season as well. He's coming back from injury, but I think his time with La Selección has also been up for a little bit, because I think he just gets so much crap, to be honest, right? I think he's one of the best strikers, obviously one of the best strikers in the MLS. There's no doubt about that, right? The numbers speak for themselves. But with Peru, unfortunately, again, I think it's because of the system. He hasn't been great. He doesn't have the numbers that he has with his clubs. So unfortunately, he gets a lot of hate for that. He gets a lot of crap for that. And I guess, in this sport, it's all about those numbers, right? If you're a forward, you want those goals or assists. And if you're not getting them, people are going to want to change you out quick. And that's what's happened, So Raul Ruiz-Diaz right now, still injured. He's not back. Cristian Benavente, let me tell you guys, I'm sorry, but no, right now it's not the time for Cristian Benavente. He just moved to Peru to play with Alianza Lima. He's played, 2 games? And people are calling for him back? I'm sorry. No, not even close. I'm sorry. He needs to be informed, get on track. To me, honestly, we all know El Chaval has talent. We saw it from his days in Real Madrid Castilla, then in Belgium with Charleroi. He needs to be the star of Liga Uno before I can even say, all right. Because let's be honest, you have many other players that can play in that position in the midfield right now. He's not even one of my top choices. I'm sorry. Right? So then you got Persilisa. There's one thing that I disagreed with many, and to me was when a lot of people were saying he's a promesa, right? He's a promising talent. Persilisa 21, my friends. 21, right? He's doing good. Don't get me wrong. He's doing good with Cristal, and I think he needs to be the starter, right? And I think he needs to move abroad sooner rather than later, because he is 21 again. But right now, in all honesty, is not the time to change up, bring in new players. Ricardo Gareca has already been with the team for 7 years, and he fully trusts in the players that he's brought on, and he's going to live and die by them. And I agree with that. To be honest, do I agree with everything Ricardo Gareca does, the subs? Maybe not. No, absolutely not. But clearly he's shown more than all of us that he knows more than all of us. He lives with these players day to day throughout the training camp. So, I fully trust in El Tigre, and I think he knows what he's doing. But again, let's just be honest. Peru doesn't have a whole bunch after these 20, I would say 23, 25 players that I think are solid starters for the national team. After that, there's a level in dip. There's a level of drop in the talent, right? And we see that. We see that with many players. A lot of players are playing in Peru or smaller leagues. We need to do better. And that's from a whole, the league has to change, the federation, the organization, everything, a lot of things. But right now, we need to figure that out. And I think with the players that the 29 players that Ricardo Gareca called up, I think, like I said, he's gonna live and die by them. I agree with him. I know what he's doing. I mean, I don't know what he's doing, but I know that he knows what he's doing. So, you know, like El Cuto Guadalupe says, la fe. I believe in Tigre, and I know he knows what we're gonna have to do against Uruguay and Paraguay, and that's it. Arriba Peru. I'll be bringing you guys some analysis on those games and hopefully on all of the national teams for these last two matches. All right. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Take it easy, guys.